So now I'd like to show you how I like to make Concord grape jelly. Start the jelly process by removing 3 pounds of grapes from their stems. Now put these grapes right into a heavy bottom saucepan. You have to make first a juice from the grapes. Add a half a cup of water and with a potato masher, just mash the grapes. Bring these to a boil and simmer for 10 minutes. As soon as they come to a boil, I'll cover them. Stir occasionally during the process. Now, the next step in making jelly is to sterilize not only the jars, but also the caps to the jars. And with a pair of tongs, just add the jars to the boiling water. So now these must boil for 10 minutes. And other tools to have when you're making jelly, this is a funnel. Notice it has a wide mouth, and this is terrific for inserting inside the jars and for filling the jars. Now there's one more tool that's essential to making crystal clear jelly, a jelly bag. Now, jelly bags can be many layers of cheesecloth, or most effectively, it can be a flannel jelly bag. This is the English version, and it is made out of heavy wool flannel. It's going to take a long time for these to drip. We will let them drip probably overnight. Now, we have some juice over here, 4 cups. That's already dripped through the bag. We're going to add this juice to a big, shallow saucepan. This is a good stainless steel pot. So there's 4 cups of juice. If you don't have 4 cups, add water until you get the 4 cups, because it's not going to really dilute that strong, strong Concord grape juice very much. 7 cups of granulated sugar to 4 cups of grape juice. Now look at that great color. It is exactly the color you would expect your own homemade Concord grape jelly to have. Keep stirring until it comes to a boil. The minute it comes to a boil, add 1 packet of liquid pectin and then boil for 1 full minute. I try to move all the foam to one side and then just start scooping it off. You want to work quickly because you want the hot jelly to go into the hot jars. And I've chosen today to actually process this jelly because I want it to last for as long as possible. And by processing it, you can prolong the life of the jelly up to a year. And so now insert your funnel. See how nicely it fits inside the jar? So there's no chance of you dripping jelly out on the outside. And you're not going to fill the jar all the way to the top. You're going to leave 1/4 inch of headspace. I like to use a cup measure like this to pour my jelly into the jar. It's already getting thick. Some recipes tell you that the grape jelly will not thicken until about 10 days after you make it. But this seems to thicken up right away. It's just beautiful jelly. Now place the cap right on the jar and then put the ring on the jar. Now this is the way you keep the cap in place. Hold it down with your forefinger and screw the ring on. You're going to hear that. That means the jar is not sealed. And now we have to put these right into our hot water bath. You want the jars submerged, but you don't want them touching. Bring them to a boil for 5 minutes. Now to remove them, very carefully, remove them just the way you put them into the hot water bath. Place them on a towel like I have here on the stove and let the jelly cool. And then you check the seals after the jar has cooled. You'll make sure that it doesn't sound like a cricket. It will, sometime during the cooling process, click down. That will be the last click, and it will be sealed. Now I'm going to open a jar of jelly that we made and treat myself to a special kind of sandwich. Peanut butter and Homemade jelly.